Healthy Rebel Radio is sponsored by the Healthy Rebel app. 300 plus secretly healthy, delicious, mouth-watering dessert and treat recipes made with all-natural, whole food ingredients. Now available for download on the App Store and Google Play. Find out more details at healthyrebel.com.
Welcome to Healthy Rebel Radio. I'm your host, Dr. David Dizer. I'm here with my Damie Health Healthy Rebel co-founder, Amy Lane. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Good, really good. So much news coming out this morning. The first one I want to start with is based on the Obama's State of the Union address last night. We only saw one clip, and we only clicked on it because it was so exciting, the title, and of course, great clickbait. As about him turning around to talk to Joe Biden to say about, how I'm leaving it up to you to tackle cancer, and I think you can do it. Now, we had no idea what he was talking about at the time, but I looked into it quickly, and of course it's all over the internet this morning. It's talking about Joe Biden's comments recently about him pushing for this cancer moonshot, and that this is our year to actually tackle cancer. And he's going to lead the way.
Wow.
So what this is, it's personalized immunotherapy to target cancer cells. Now, human trials have already started. Before I say anything about this is already being done on humans.
Well, I mean, that's the feeling I got when
these
two men were talking about it. I automatically was like, oh, there's something we don't know that's close to.
Yeah, that's
There's just
exactly
no
what she
way
said.
that the conversation would even be happening. It felt like he was saying that publicly so that hands were pushed.
Absolutely. It felt like, okay, they actually know something here.
Yeah.
Because why else would it be brought up at the State of the Union?
Yeah, it felt like he's just like, to heck with it. I'm done trying to make everybody happy. I know something here, and I'm going to use this last shot.
Mm-hmm. To make a push.
Yeah.
So, what it is, companies in San Francisco, Cambridge, Massachusetts, Germany, Paris, working with the top hospitals in the country, MD Anderson out of Texas, and many other hospitals, doing this personalized immunotherapy. Now, what this means is finding cancer vaccines. Now, the way they're doing it seems very simple, but the actual process isn't 100% effective yet. They're just figuring it out, but it looks extremely promising. You take DNA from cancer cells, you take DNA from human cells. We can track the DNA and write out the entire DNA sequence very quickly now. So basically, they can say what's the difference between the DNA of the cancer cells, the DNA of the healthy cells, and then create vaccines that target the actual cells with the different DNA. And they seem to work.
Wow.
Really well. So currently, they're just going through the whole list of cancers and trying them on a bunch of different tumors. All the companies are doing different ones. The cost rate now is extremely expensive, although it's not that expensive to sequence your own DNA and to sequence the DNA of a tumor. It's expensive to create your own vaccine. So these vaccines, what they do is they increase the body's immune system potential to attack a certain cell that's expressing a certain antigen. So basically, it's like a natural therapy, right? It's like increasing the immune system to actually fight a tumor, but it's using science to tell the immune system what cells to go after. Very cool. So the current cost is only $60,000 for something that hasn't been created yet.
Okay. Did you just tag only to that?
Yeah, I mean, that makes trials possible, really. I mean, to sequence your DNA, they're saying it's $2,000 to $4,000, and then to create the vaccine will be on top of that. But that price is going to come down quickly.
Oh, definitely.
The reason why this is exciting is because it is expensive, therefore drug companies are interested, therefore this is happening very fast. Right? Because when it comes to the natural therapies, for example, lots of people are reporting about how high-dose vitamin C therapy IV treats colon cancer this morning. Okay, we've known that for a long time. But that's not going to get funding.
No.
But people are still talking about it. It's in the news all the time. this example, State of the Union address, $100 million in funding for the San Francisco company.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually happening. So, big year for cancer therapy, and we'll see what happens. I mean, it's already started. 2 companies have already started. The rest of the companies are going to be going with human trials by the end of the year.
Wow.
Yeah, very exciting for everyone. Natural therapies. Tea is back in the news this morning. Oh, you must be so excited.
Tea.
Tea is back in the news.
Why?
How is tea in the news? Well, it's been known for a long time that tea has great antioxidants. Right? So, major trial out of China, I believe, was a source looking at over the last 10 years who drank the most tea. Many different categories of people, from people who drank 0 tea to people who drank tea once a week, to even higher amounts. The people who drank the most tea for the longest had the most flexible, right? Listen to me. The most flexible.
Yeah.
And the healthiest.
Physically most flexible?
No. The most. Let me finish. The most flexible, the healthiest arteries in the heart.
Wow.
The least amount of atherosclerosis.
Wow.
Yeah, and this is at the same time accounting for lifestyle changes.
Wow.
So it's not like these people exercise more or ate better.
So where did they do these studies?
It's in China.
The other thing to consider with that is that I've watched so many different like little short documentaries on like what we call our tea time.
Yeah.
What they have is tea ceremonies, so there is also, there'd be community, there'd be slowing down, there'd be appreciating.
Definitely.
I think that there would be those things.
Definitely.
I'm assuming.
Yes. So in the same report, the other population studies are highlighted, basically saying that there were studies that came out of the States in 2007 that showed that tea consumption reduced atherosclerosis.
Wow.
Not a study this big. This study is big and long. 10 years, tons of people. The other studies are smaller. Some are theoretical, but they help clarify the reasoning behind this, and that's the antioxidants. Green tea being the most potent, highest amount of flavonoids, which cause the body to release nitrous oxide, which tells the blood vessels to relax. So the people who drank 10 grams or more, which isn't that much, per day, had the least risk of atherosclerosis or hardening of the arteries in general, based on this this test where I forget how they do it, but it assesses the carotid plaque and flexibility of the artery in the heart. And so cool. Such a cool test.
Well,
such a cool study in general. I mean, especially for you. This is tea time round 2 for you.
Yes, I do like my tea.
Mm-hmm.
I like different teas. I like herbal teas. I like green tea. I like white tea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love tea.
I love tea.
Yes, I do. I find it... Well, we have tea time every morning.
Yeah, we do the tea time before the show. Tea time was really the inspiration for the show.
Yes.
I would say.
We call it tea time. David drinks coffee, but...
Yeah.
We...
It's still tea time.
We listen to relaxing music, and we do a couple... we read a couple passages from a couple of books to set our day, and kind of... Yeah, start our day slow. Mm-hmm. Wake up early and have some time to appreciate together, and we call it tea time.
And then I get into the...
And then you start reading news.
Then the positive news, though, not negative news.
No, I didn't say it negatively.
And then that really turned into me just telling facts.
Yes, a lot of fact stating. And
then eventually this big joke about tea time, and tea time should be a show.
Right.
Because it can get funny. Yeah, okay. And then, of course, talking to our nephews, we went on about... they were participating in tea time a few times. Mm-hmm. And we started saying, Amy and Dave in the morning. And then they would not stop repeating it. So tea time became this whole thing. Yes. So, tea, incredibly valuable for its antioxidant potential. Green tea being the most potent.
Yes.
The most potent. Okay, so number 3, mammograms are back in the news, and this is always very controversial. But I wanted to read some of the stats about mammograms, because I mean, most governing bodies are still debating who should get mammograms and when, and it can be really frustrating to go through, and there's lots of things to consider. The most well-respected study has given rise to new recommendations today throughout North America, being that women between the ages of 50 and 74 should get a mammogram every 2 years, which is very controversial because before it was at age 40 you should get started, and you should have them at a certain pace, but there's been major changes because of this new study that says for every 1,000 people who get tested, this is for people of average risk. We're not talking about people with breast cancer in their family or who have felt a lump or anything like that. Average risk people who get tested between the ages of 40 and 50, it prevents 1 out of 1,000 cancer deaths.
Wow.
Which, great, someone lived. On the negative side, 564 people, or 567, had a false positive.
Oh, gosh.
68 leading to biopsy.
Oh, my gosh.
Right. So, the risk-benefit of being tested between the ages of 40 and 50 for a person of average risk we're talking about has led to a lot of stress.
Yeah. Physical, mental, emotional.
So hard on the mind to get that false positive. Oh my gosh, what's going on here?
Yeah, and you wonder what kind of damage can be done.
Because of the extra stress?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, we know that stress causes cancer.
Yeah.
So, as being one of the foundational causes of cancer, scary.
Oh, that is scary.
Right. So, this is the Oncologist Association, the Radiologist Association of the U.S. were not happy about the recommendations this morning. That many of them are going to the news and saying they don't agree, which is fine, but this will all be straightened out soon, I do believe.
They're saying they want younger again?
Younger, yes, absolutely. They didn't want the recommendations to change. And I'm sure that in the future, in the coming days, more information will come out about what their position is and why. But now, person of average risk. So to figure out your risk, you need to talk to a physician, MD or ND, doesn't matter, and figure out what risk category you're in. And then at the age of the recommendations currently, of course, this is up to everyone. And I won't give my position today, but every 2 years from 50 to 74 would be the recommendations. And they saw no benefit for people getting mammograms after the age of 74.
Gosh.
Yeah. It's fascinating.
It's all, yeah.
And it's difficult because it's such a difficult decision. And if you're one of 64, 68 of those 1,000 women who got biopsies when they didn't need them, that's torture.
Yeah.
And this is between the ages of 40 and 50. So, I'm pleased to see that there was a change made, and it might be a bigger topic for another show. But anyhow, that's what came out this morning.
Wow.
Yes. Interesting. On global news, on major news here, we were talking about a study that came out. Not a study. This is a news story that came out the other day about France, and the fashion industry had major restrictions put on them. And I'd like to hear what you think about this. Basically, the France government is now going to be giving a fine or prosecuting the companies that use models who are deemed to be anorexic. And the first report I saw that the fine would be $80,000 per instance of...
So are they using the term anorexic, or are they saying severely underweight? Because here's the thing. If someone with anorexia, I think someone coming from a disorderly eating past, one of the major problems with these eating disorders is the fact that it's so easily concealed. We will lie about it. It's a private thing. So it's not like you'll go up to a model that is severely underweight and you'll be able to say, "Excuse me, are you anorexic?" And she'll say, "Yes."
Yeah, right.
She'll say, "This is how I was born. This is who I am. This is..." So I wonder if it's anorexic or what the guidelines for these restrictions will be. If it's under a certain body weight, then that would be impressive.
That's what I think it is. Now, in the article I read, of course, I'm reading news articles out of France, which are saying that they're using anorexic and severely underweight interchangeably. The one that I read, which isn't fair.
Okay.
But severely underweight in the photo being the guideline.
I mean,
and then I think they find the model, and then I think they do a full assessment on them. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work.
See, I don't think the model should be fined.
She's not going to be.
Okay.
No.
So
Let's get that clear. The model will not be fined.
Okay, so it's whoever chooses these severely underweight individuals to represent their companies will be fined.
Absolutely.
I think that's a good start.
It is a good start.
It's unfortunate that this is the path that we all have to go, and it's unfortunate that these young girls that this is how they know that this is how they reach their dream and what they've done, and now this is all going to shift and change.
It's going to be really hard for them. They've reached their goal. There'll be a major publication, and then the company will be accosted.
I mean, I can't see it ever happening. To tell you the honest truth.
So the report I read says that it's already being done in Italy and Israel, which I don't know. I don't know. I can't speak to it because I haven't seen any positive or negative news come out of it. But in France, they said they're going to be very serious about it because there is such a huge problem in Europe, and I mean with women all over the place, with body image issue. And I mean it's a real issue coming up in society today, and it's happening with females younger and younger and younger.
Well, no wonder. I mean, it's just the saddest. I have no idea how young girls navigate life this day and age. They're just bombarded by advertisers telling them what they should be. I mean, and it's not just advertisers anymore. Like, we were having the discussion the other night about Instagram. It just breaks my heart, I'm an adult. I'm a fully formed human being. I'm a strong woman. I think I'm fairly self-confident and self-aware. I'm pretty grounded, and I get upset about Instagram.
Tell me about that. What is it that, because we did have a discussion about kids and Instagram. So
when I think about my nephews and nieces, it just, my heart twinges. I can't, they're these images that they're the people that they follow and the people that are held up in society right now as icons. It's just so there's no depth there. It's like serious selfie, fun selfie, and then lavish activities, then lavish things, and it's just constant bombardment of look good, be cool, and get awesome stuff. Yes. Is basically the message that they're just bombarded over and over and over, and it just makes me really sad. And then I see them imitating it, and that's what makes me even more sad.
Because, I think that's really what got to you, is the imitation.
Yeah, it broke my heart. One of my nephews, I was looking at his Instagram, and he had this, cool selfie, very Justin Bieber-esque. Then he took a picture of a couple super nice things that he got for Christmas. But it's not his personality.
No, it's not.
It actually made me tear up because going through his feed, because he's so funny and he's so smart and he's so talented, and he was shrinking himself and minimizing himself to imitate what he's being told is cool, and it literally made me cry because I just thought he's so special and he's so cool, and like it just made me sad.
This isn't representing who he is. He's just doing this because...
And not only that, he's
cool.
minimizing who he is because this is what he's told works. And this is what he's told is how you are cool or popular or rich or whatever it is in society. And it literally broke my brain because then I thought, what I'm seeing in him is what I'm seeing with everybody. If we could see... ourselves with the amount of love I have for my nephew, that I think he's perfect. And I think he's just this magical human being. If we could each love ourselves and to that same depth, then none of us would be imitating, what works in social media. We'd all be more authentic. I mean, I hold myself back all the time. Right. And I'm an adult. Like, I will not post things because that's not what people want to see. What I'm told.
Yeah, that's right. You were telling me about a story you read about how on Instagram you should have a maximum of 4 themes.
Oh, it just drives me nuts. I feel like women are just constantly attacked. It was this blogger conference, and this popular blogger, I guess, and person on Instagram was the keynote speaker. And I just saw a picture of one of her slides, and one of her main points was stick to only 4 things that you enjoy, basically about your personality on Instagram, and stick with that and be consistent, because that's what people like, and you want to be refined, and you want to. And I got so mad reading that, because I thought, yeah, everyone minimize yourself to 4 things, because if you have a woman, or, you know, have more than 4 areas of interest, that's too much for society and everyone will turn away.
Yeah.
What is that?
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that, you know, these people are looking to use their Instagram as a tool to make money. But what happened to authenticity? Mm-hmm. What's with a woman telling another woman to dumb herself down to 4 things she's interested in? I literally had rage.
Oh my gosh.
Aside from the fact that this person was, you know, telling people how to be successful bloggers, when in reality, she became popular from being on reality TV.
Oh, really? Okay.
So, you know, if you can get on international media...
Well, if you can get millions of eyes seeing you, yeah, it's a little different.
It's easy to then put something on Instagram and then have it an international attention. We're not talking about someone that was just, you know, came from nothing and then became a blogger, then blogged and was successful. Anyway, the real thing that gave me rage was that all these women are sitting there taking notes like, yes, I will only show that I'm interested in 4 things. So the idea was like selfies, home stuff, travel, and then like food. And then stay with that, because if you go outside of that,
yeah.
Oh no.
Right.
Mm-mm. So it gave me rage, but at the same time, you know, again, thinking about my nephew and editing myself, it really broke my brain thinking about it. Because here I am looking through his thing and thinking, he is so much smarter and so much funnier, and he has so much more to offer, and here he's imitating, you know, Justin Bieber or whoever, and I see it, I recognize what he's doing, and he's minimizing himself and shrinking himself to fit in this box so he'll get more likes on Instagram. And then I thought, I'm doing that.
Yeah.
And I'm authentic, and I think I'm this trailblazer, you know, for women, and I'm doing that.
Right.
Oh, man.
Oh, whew.
Woo.
Aha moment.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's still something, you know, we all have to work on, I guess.
It is. Yeah.
I literally have no idea how this conversation started.
Well, we're talking about how the media is influencing young girls.
Oh, right.
And now,
yeah,
you know,
and I mean,
positive changes are being made, and this is obviously a broader conversation, but this is also, it's the same thing. It's he doesn't even have a brand. I mean, it's not like he's this is his personal coolness.
In the world he's growing up in,
yeah.
He believes he has to have a personal brand.
Right, and that's no fault to any child.
We've put that on them.
Just, it's actually happening every single day. Most kids. And
he has been raised in a society where, and not by his family, because his parents they're no technology people, and they're very real, and this is to no fault of his parents. They are the best guiding lights, and these children will be fine. But he's being raised in this society where if you don't have a large Instagram following, if you don't have a popular YouTube channel, and if you're not a star by the age of 12, you've somehow failed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how this generation is going to do it. I just don't. I mean, like I said, I all the time get so upset about things I'm passionate about. I'm so passionate that I'll be like, you know what I do. Once a year, I'll just be like, I can't believe my career's not further. I can't believe I don't have a book published yet. You know, and then I start going over all the days where I probably could have done more and stayed up later. And you know how I do this.
Oh, yeah.
I just can't imagine being a child right now with the stress. I don't think I could handle it. I mean, magazines were hard enough when I was little.
Yeah, I bet.
You know? But it was just magazines, and they go away, and you don't have that much
for me,
exposure.
it was athletes.
Yeah.
I want to be that every single day. It's all I thought about. Yeah. That's what, you know. But now it's like, they're just like, if you're not a YouTuber, then you're nothing.
But even to the note of athletes, even with these children we're talking about, our children, they're not ours. They're our nephews and nieces. You know, it's not good enough that he loves his particular athletes at what they do. They also have to be great dressers now. Mm-hmm. They have to have a social media presence, and they have to have a likable personality.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
What is going on?
It's a weird time.
It's a really strange time.
But I think, you know, hopefully that positive changes can be made from the top down in different countries taking different stances, and we'll see how this plays out for France.
And like I said, I think that to bring it around, I think I really, from just the aha moment I had the other day, I realized that first of all, we have to have open dialogue and be honest. The social media facades, I think that we all have to be honest with each other more. You know, do I take photos in perfect lighting and dust the table and, you know, set things a certain way? Yes. But I also do that in real life. I'm a perfectionist. But no, that doesn't represent my life. My life is messy. But at this, you know, like, but at the same time, we want to see that perfect magazine-looking thing on social media. But I think that one of the keys is for all of us to be honest and with each other to a certain degree, but more importantly, with the children in our lives.
Yes.
You know, so just, you know, this drove me, this realization that I have to be more, I have to show more, because I'm sure he looks at me the same. He's like, when I call my aunt, she's nuts. You know, I'm on FaceTime with these boys at least once a day, and I'm usually singing and dancing and acting a fool and, you know, discussing everything from, you know, the cosmos to sports, and I'm sure they look at me the same way and are like, so this is what she's doing on social media. Yeah. So I feel responsibility now, you know?
Right. Oh, yeah.
It's emotional.
It is. It is. You know, we can all be role models for the youth, and I think this is it's an eye-opening time because we're all sort of going through it in one way or another.
Right, and I think us as adults, we have a responsibility to undo what's been done. And no, I'm not going to have the same reach as Kim Kardashian. So yes, her, you know, doing naked photos continually still will be more popular, but I'm in these kids' lives, so at the very least I can show them something different.
Definitely.
And continue on. So I'm going to get more clear on, you know, exposing more areas of myself. And I mean, even when I say that, the fear is people may not like it. That's the scary thing about being yourself.
Right, yeah. I mean, but you don't necessarily go at it from a scared perspective. You
No, I'm just thinking about it right now.
Yeah, for sure.
That's all I'm saying.
I think that this law will protect some young models in the country of France, which will be nice.
Well, I hope it spreads. I hope that we start to normalize. I mean, I just can't see it because I've been here for almost 33 years, and there's never been normal-looking, quote-unquote, normal-looking, you know, women upheld in media. You know? That being said, there is, you know, a lot more brave, intelligent women speaking now.
Yeah. And
they're getting more attention. So, I mean, I hope for it.
Yeah, me as well.
I really do.
I think change will come.
I hope so.
Thank you so much for listening. That's Healthy Rebel Radio, episode 8. Have a great day.
See you.
Healthy Rebel Radio is presented by the online health and wellness center, DamiHealth.com. Since 2009, Amy Lane has successfully coached thousands of women through her signature program, the Bikini Body Program. Join today to work exclusively with Amy to unveil your greatest yet to be from the inside out. Go to DamiHealth.com for more information.
Thank you for listening to Healthy Rebel Radio. Please connect with us on our community pages on Facebook, Pinterest, and Instagram, all at the handle @DamiHealth. For weekly recipes, articles, and all our episodes straight to your inbox, join our newsletter at DamiHealth.com. You can find all the links discussed in today's episode in the show notes. Thank you for joining us, and see you tomorrow.